Check 1 2. Hello, hello, hello. Check 1 2. Is that better? Hello, hello, hello. Is that better? Hello, hello. Is that better sound? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, Brenda says better. Okay, well, sorry about that. Maybe I will start over, which of course sucks because that means I have to definitely re-edit my streams, but that's okay. All that matters are the people that actually hear right now. Okay, so again, uh, I'm Larry, the mortgage guy, your mortgage insider, and I'm a certified veteran mortgage advisor, as you can see. And today, I'm excited to talk to you about uh, how to save $500 off of closing costs, or how to get $500 off of closing costs, right? And of course, this call is a Q&A. So if you have any questions during this conversation, please feel free to unmute yourself or uh, put in the comments that you have a question, and I'll do my best to answer, of course, accordingly, right? So again, today's topic is going to be about saving $500 off of closing costs, okay? So let's see here. Quick introduction. My name is Larry Lee, and I'm a certified veteran mortgage advisor at the Larry Lee team in Open Mortgage. I'm a licensed loan officer since 2016. I make a joke like this about this all the time, where my wife and I were having a conversation, and people were asking how long has she been in the business, and I said a couple of years, and she's like, it's been like 5 years. And I was like, holy shit, that means I've been in the business for a long time. Apparently long, of course, longer than her because I brought her into the business, but since 2016. So I guess that's been like 6 years, something like that. 6.5. I don't know. Does that make me a senior loan officer? Well, I don't know. I think most senior loan officers just throw the title in front, right? So, anyways, I have a side hustle as a social media marketing coach, running my own agency, Robots LLC. Now, the reason I bring that up is because I'm working on marrying the two passions, my social media side and my real estate and mortgage side. So basically, you're witnessing me bringing the two together. Okay. I'm licensed in 10 different states: Arizona, California, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. But my branch is licensed in 30 different states. So you never know. I might be able to help you even if I didn't list your state, right? My NMLS is 1440741. And my mission is that I love the mortgage business, but I was fed up with the lack of communication and information clients were provided during the application process. So I created a first-time home buyer coaching class for mortgage clients that provides instant access to answers to questions and simple explanations to the mortgage process and how to qualify. Sort of like a Netflix for the home buying process, right? So basically, you don't have to talk to a loan officer. You don't have to call them. You don't have to put your information, nothing like that. And you have access to information that you would get if you were to talk to a loan officer. Okay. I also provide one-on-one coaching for those who want it, but of course, in that case, you can't ghost me. Like you actually have to engage with me, and more than likely, I'll know who you are, right? But you don't have to, and you can do the first option, which is just consume the content that I provide, right? Unlike other loan officers, I made it my passion to coach first-time homebuyers on the mortgage process, and that makes all the difference of how I have helped hundreds of people get on the right path to home ownership, with many of them becoming homeowners. You remind me of my many. Uh, you remind me of many of my smart, successful, and savvy clients who are now homeowners because you are taking the right step towards the home purchasing process, like they did. Meaning you're on this call because you're trying to educate yourself, you're trying to learn, right? The home buying process is very confusing for most people, but that is why I am here to simplify this process and make sure you're 100% prepared in the home buying process and to become ahead of the competition. Now, how do I do that? Well, like I said, I can provide uh, fully underwritten TBD pre-approvals. What I mean by that, TBD as in to be determined. Basically, we will uh, underwrite you to the fullest extent until there's a need of a property. So we'll get you conditionally approved, the conditions being the property address and the actual appraisal for the property, right? That way, you are already done on your side, and it will take less time for processing and underwriting, so less time to close. You can make offers more confidently, and you can actually offer a commitment letter with your offer, basically saying that your deal is as good as cash, right? So it makes you more competitive. And then, of course, what I'm going to talk about today, giving you $500 towards your closing costs, making it easier for you to, have some extra money just in case, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And before I go over that, I'm going to talk about my why. Of course, my wife and my kids. my wife and my kids, but specifically my two boys, Hunter and Bruce, because they're both nonverbal on the spectrum for autism. And my goal is to have enough resources to put them through ABA therapy. I've spoken to a lot of parents who have children on the spectrum, and they have told me that ABA therapy has been a game changer for them, for their kids, right? So I definitely am working toward that. Also, helping home buyers, especially veterans, and I explained that in my next slide, where I made a post like this. My father was living in Da Nang, Vietnam, during the fall of Saigon. My mother lived in Saigon. My father left by helicopter. My mother by boat. It was U.S. soldiers who helped them get in that helicopter and on that boat. They met in Hong Kong, China, and if it wasn't for a U.S. soldier, my parents may not have survived, met, and had me. And I wouldn't have what I have today. I might not even exist. Those U.S. soldiers are veterans now, more than likely. Excuse me. So thank you, vets. I owe you my life. And I really mean that. I really think that if it wasn't for the U.S. Military's involvement in the Vietnam War and the evacuation of refugees from Saigon and other parts of Vietnam, my parents never would have met, and I literally would never have been born. So I owe to the U.S. military for my existence, right? So I'm grateful for that. So for that, I owe, right? So this is actually where I in the beginning of my presentation, my actual introduction, because I'm going to talk about something that I haven't even built a class for yet. I've been working on the pieces, meaning like the different pieces of content and the automations and the platforms in order to make this happen. So I'm just going to show you, like literally demonstrate to you how to do this. Okay. So this. So again, what I'm doing is I am providing $500 off towards closing costs. And basically, there's a few steps that you have to take, and then you will get a certificate like this. So this was awarded to Dina, one of my first applicants for this program. So once she did all the steps, she got one of these certificates, which is redeemable for $500 off towards your closing costs. And the stipulation is you have to do it within 90 days of completion. So it says right here, valid for 90 days after date of completion. So you can't do it like in 2022 and ask if you can use it in 2024. That's not how it works. Okay. I would just, ask you to reach out to me in 2024. And if it's still going on, then you can take advantage of it. But there is a 90-day stipulation, I guess you would call it. But that's pretty much the only catch. Okay. You can use it towards your appraisal, other various closing costs. You can use it to buy down your rate. So there's lots of potential benefit by having this, right? And I know because of the market today, every dollar counts now. Okay. So in order to do that, of course, you got to reach out to me, and I would actually give you access to this website right here, right? You'll be able to click here, right? This video is not there. I'm actually making this video to be a part of that video, right? But there's no video, so you don't have to worry about it. But it actually explains to you. You take a quiz, right? If you once you provide us your information, we will send you an email to enroll you into a quiz. Once you pass the quiz, you'll be sent a certificate to see you can use as a voucher to get $500 off your closing costs. There are no fees involved to take the quiz. Good luck, right? And yeah, like I said, basically you take the quiz and you get one of these with your name on it. Okay. And there is going to be texting and emailing automated. So there is a disclaimer here just to make sure. But you click here, it pops up, and I'm actually going to put my information. Okay. Very brief guy. Okay. Cell number as well. I agree. And you click, I want to take the quiz. And it's going to basically thank you, right? It tells you, thank you for your future home buyer. There should be an email in your inbox enrolling you into the quiz. Once you pass the quiz, you'll be sent the certificate. You can use it as a voucher to get $500 off your closing costs. There's no fees involved, etc., etc., etc. And then, of course, I invite you to join a Facebook group, and it tells you what to do next. Check your email, take and pass the quiz. Get a voucher for $500 off your closing costs. Apply to get pre-approved. Find a house. Provide voucher to get $500 off your closing costs, and enjoy the savings. That's literally the steps right there. Okay. Um, and of course, I make it sound easy, but the pre-approval and the finding a house and getting under contract and the processing of that is actually more than a few steps. But uh, on the big picture side, how do you use the $500? Well, you got to do all that, but then you just provide the voucher, and we will give you the $500 off. We'll apply it to the actual closing costs, so you'll see the savings on there, right? Um, so again, once you fill that form out, you get an email. This is what the email looks like. $500 off closing costs. Thank you for your interest in taking our quiz. And it's going to say, "Hi, Larry. Thanks for your interest in taking our quiz. These are the 5 easy steps." These are the 5. I need to rewrite that. These are the 5 easy D steps to get your certificate and save $500 towards your closing costs on your home purchase. You click the link below to take the quiz. Once you pass the quiz, you'll receive an email with a digitally signed $500 certificate, e-signed by me, that you can use towards your closing costs. It must be redeemed within 90 days of completion, meaning you must close on your home within 90 days. You click the link below to get pre-approved, and then you get a contract and submit your digitally signed certificate. Again, contract purchase of home must be done within 90 days of course completion, and you close with the $500 off closing costs. If you have any questions, please let me know, right? And then, of course, just the rest of my information here. But I'm going to show you what the quiz looks like. All right, take this quiz to receive a voucher of $500 off your closing costs. You must get at least the 70% to pass. You can email or call me if you have any issues, right? There's my information, okay? So let's go ahead and actually do this quiz. Really. It's already saving me there anyways. All right, so let's answer these questions, right? And of course, I'm created the quiz, so hopefully I know the answers, right? So question number 1, which was correct? FHA loans require 3.5% down. Conventional loans require 5% down. USDA loans require 0% down. VA loans require 0% down. Or down payment is negotiable depending on your credit and work history. Now that one should be pretty obvious. I kind of make it clear that the one that sounds odd is the last one, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and click that one. True or false? You can be pre-qualified / pre-approved without having your credit pulled. Hopefully you know that's false. If you don't, you need to go back and watch some of my classes. True or false? You can get pre-approved without providing any documents. Again, that should be pretty obvious, right? I try to make it very easy. Okay, there's certain questions that are gonna be a little bit harder, but for the most part, it's pretty obvious. Unless, I say obvious. I'm in the business, so maybe that's why it's obvious to me. Maybe there's a chance that you might fail it. I don't know. What is not included in your debt to income ratio? So this is a little bit harder, right? What's not included in your debt to income ratio? Now, what is debt to income ratio? Debt to income ratio is what we use to calculate how much buying power you have regarding your income and regarding your liabilities, including the house, right? So car payments, I would think that you would know that would be part of your debt to income ratio. Credit card debts, that makes a lot of sense too. Student loan debts, yes. Cell phone bill, child support. Well, you better pay your child support, right? So to me, if you just use common sense, you would think that the least important one would be your cell phone bill, even though most people would put the cell phone bill on one. Like people make their cell phone bill payments before they make their car payments, which is crazy to me, but it is what it is. But it is the cell phone bill, okay? True or false, the loan officer can decide to deny you without any solid documented reason. Right? Again, let me reread that. True or false, the loan officer can decide to deny you without any solid document or documented reason. Hopefully, you know that's false. They can't deny you for no reason. There has to be a reason, right? Otherwise, you can be accused of discriminating. Okay. True or false, cash is king. That should be obvious. No, it's not. And if you don't know why, well, I'll give you a real quick version. The Patriot Act requires that we source all funds, meaning we need to know where it came from, because we don't want people using illegal funds or illegally obtained funds to buy a house, right? That's a form of laundering. So they want to provide, it's an anti-laundering law, right? So basically, they don't want a drug dealer or a terrorist to have funds that were stolen or used, they made from selling drugs to funnel into the down payment of a house, because that's how you launder clean money, right? So they don't want you to do that. So they're making you source all of your funds. Okay. That's why cash is not king. Okay. Which one is correct? Typically, work history doesn't matter if you're making more than enough to buy the house. Typically, work history requires 2 years. Typically, work history requires 5 years. Typically, work history doesn't matter if you're self-employed. And typically, work history requires 1 year. So this one's a little bit more difficult, right? If you don't know. But the answer is 2. Okay. And the reason why that is because we have to be able to measure consistency. And in order to measure consistency, we have to have some sort of comparison. So year 1 and year 2. See, year 1, there's nothing to compare to. Like, wait a minute. How do I know it's consistent, right? 5 years will give you consistency, of course, but it's a little bit of an overkill, right? Because you only need 2 years to compare. You don't need 5 years, right? Work history doesn't matter if you're self-employed. Well, if that was the case, we all should be self-employed, right, in order to buy a house. And it says typically work history doesn't matter if you're making more than enough to buy the house. What does that even mean, right? And some people will say that to me. They'll be like, I don't know why I'm not being approved. I make way enough of my income to pay for the mortgage. Well, there's more to it than just having enough money. Okay, so true or false? Credit Karma is an accurate resource for your mortgage qualifying credit score. Again, I'm going to reread that. True or false? Credit Karma is an accurate resource for your mortgage qualifying credit score. This is false, just so you know. And if you want to know why, just look it up. Look up Credit Karma and mortgage scores and Vantage scores and FICO scores. Just look it up. Just Google it. Okay. I actually did a video on it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll probably find it in my channel. It's like Credit Karma is bullshit or Credit Karma is fake or something like that. That's the title. And I'll explain. I actually break it down and prove to you why Credit Karma sucks. Okay. Actually, that might be the title. Credit Karma sucks. I don't know, but just look at it on my channel. Anyways, what's more important? Credit scores, work history, funds and assets, debt versus income, or all the above? Well, we use all of those to measure who qualifies. Okay, so that's all of it. True or false? It is possible to buy a house using a mortgage with absolutely zero effort. That means the question is, can you buy a house by doing nothing? Like, can you just push a button and be like, I'm qualified? Some people might tell you yes, but the answer is no. You have to work. You have to provide documents. You have to answer questions. You have to fill out an application. Be prepared to sign a lot of documents. There's work involved. Okay. And the reason I put that question in is kind of a cheeky question. It's like I want people to know you can't buy a house with zero effort. You have to be able to provide time, effort, and energy and thought. So be ready for that. It's not an easy process. Okay. So I kind of put that there just to kind of, again, I mean, like I said, being almost like sarcastic, but dude, let's be real here. You're applying for a mortgage to borrow $2, $3, $4, $500,000. You're gonna have to put some work in. Okay. So do you agree to the following terms? Yada yada yada. Again, it's about the texting thing, and you have to press agree, and then it allows you to press submit. Right? I don't think you can press submit yet. You can't press submit without it. Let me try. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad I built the quiz perfectly. So you submit it, and then blah blah blah. You're done, right? And on the back end, I actually can see the answers. Okay. So you submit the quiz, hoping that you pass 70%. If you don't pass, no need to panic. That's when you can reach out to me and I can help you. I can give you guidance on on the answers. I mean, of course, if you're watching this video, you're watching me do this quiz in front of you. So more than likely you'll be able to answer the questions correctly because again, you're physically watching me answer the quiz. So I'm giving you the cheat sheet right now, right? Like, I mean, I put in the title of this video, how to save $100. I'm literally giving you every single step by step right now in order to do that, right? So you don't have any excuses if you fail. It would make no sense if you fail. uh, so basically what I'm doing right now is I'm opening the quiz so I can show you the answers. So I just release the scores. What I mean by that is I have my quiz set up so that it doesn't give you the answers until I personally look at it, right? So once you answer the questions, I get an email. It shows me the answers, and I have the option to click release the scores. And when I release the scores, it sends you an email with it really should give you the answers. Yes. Very cool. So obviously I got 100 because it's my quiz. And you click view, and it gives you the answers, right? Uh, and that's when whatever your scores, you have to at least a 70. Like I said right here, you must have at least a 70 to pass. I got 100, and if you want, you can read all this. I'm not going to bore you with this, but basically I just give like my responses to what the answer would be, whether you got a right answer or not. And then once you do that, then of course I'll be like, congratulations, yada yada yada, and I will send them a certificate. The certificate will look again like this, right? And then once you get the certificate, of course, the next step, I put in the email, is to apply, right? So click here. There's an application. Are you purchasing? Are you refinancing? You click purchase, and you answer these questions. And I'm not going to fill it out, obviously, because I don't want to. What do you call it? Let's see. Let's go and fill it out. I'm not going to put actual information here. See, I'm not going to put my information in because then they'll try to email me, whatever. But basically, you fill this form out. I'll get a notification that you applied, and then we'll start you the pre-approval process. And once you get pre-approved, then we will give you a letter, and then you would actually go out and look for a house. And once you find a house, you make an offer, and you get a contract. You provide us the contract, and you at this point you would remind me. More than likely, I'll remember. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends on how many I get, but you remind me. Oh, I did take that first time homebuyer quiz where I get $5 off, and I'll make sure that's part of your paperwork. Like you'll see on your loan estimate, $500 off or $500 credit towards closing, whatever, and it'll be uh, the value that you earn by taking the quiz. Okay, and then of course we process the loan, appraisals, yada yada yada. If you don't know about the home buying process, there's more videos about that in my channel. And then you will sign paperwork and close, and you'll see $500 taken away from your closing costs. And there you go, right? Or if you're using it towards buying the rate, then of course we'll show that as well. But anyways, you'll see in your paperwork that you'll get the $500 off, and you'll bring $500 less to the table, right? And that's basically how you save $500 off your closing costs, right? I think it's pretty simple. I don't think it's a lot of work. Yeah, I make you jump through a few hoops. You have to sign up for it to get enrolled, and then you get access to the quiz, pass the quiz, and that's basically it. I mean, probably the easiest $500 you ever make. Okay, so yeah, that's how you save $500 off your closing costs. Now, I'm going to see if there's any questions asked in any chats that I'm in. All right, looks like we're good. So yeah, hopefully that makes a lot of sense, and hopefully it's something that you take advantage of if you're watching this as a home buyer. Now, of course, if you're a real estate agent, my presentation to you is that you can actually offer this to your clients, and if you want my help, I can actually do co-marketing with you. I can create flyers with your information on it, so therefore you can promote it, not just through word of mouth, but through actual content. You can put on your Facebook or your Instagram. You can send it to your database, whatever. I've had a couple of realtor buddies who has done this, and they were already getting applications, right? So my mindset is I'm going to spend $500 on marketing anyways, paying for Facebook ads, paying for Google, paying for whatever, the cost of acquisition, meaning spending advertisement dollars to find a client, would be up to $500 anyways. So I thought to myself, well, why would I do that if I could just give $500 to the client directly? To me, that makes more sense. Like, why spend $500 that goes to the marketers when I can spend $500 and give it to the client and therefore help everyone involved? So that's my mindset. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Of course, if you have any questions, you can always call, text me, email me if you like. Otherwise, hope to hear from you. All right. This is Larry, the mortgage guy, your mortgage insider, and again, certified veteran mortgage advisor. All right, I'm out.